which one is the Jutland Peninsula, through the Sture Belt and the Little Belt Bridge. You can go to the island of Finnen and now from there to the island of Zealand. So it's actually physically you could drive to Copenhagen without any use of ferries. Here in this part they had to go and continue on with the ferry connection. Of course, when they built the bridge, when immediately they closed the ferry connection. So here nowadays you can only take the bridge. As you could see everywhere around in the country and the city, there were everywhere bike lanes. Well, it's not here. So if you are with a bike, then you have to actually take the train. And you could ask where the train is at the moment. Well, actually the train is running under us. So this is a double-decker bridge. The train is in both two lanes is running under us. So in this way, it's actually when they built the bridge, you know, there was also a question that what will be the solution when they have these very big, huge tankers or extremely tall built ships, because sometimes they are building oil rigs, you know, in the territory of the Baltic Sea, and then from that they want to bring it out to the area of the North Sea. So they had to make previous contracts with all the countries along the shore of the Baltic Sea. So it's actually the Sound is a strait, which one is, this was the place, now we are crossing, look here is on the right side, region Sverige, Denmark, so it's actually, we just crossed. If you might have seen film, The Brew, which one is Black Noir series, it was originally, you know, on the first ever film shot, it actually was made on the bridge itself, so they found a dead body, and half of the dead body was in Denmark, the other half was in Sweden, and then after it turned out that the dead body was not even one person but two halves of two people. So anyway, it starts quite spooky and then it's just getting more exciting. And it's there is already 4 series of it, and the fourth one is actually the finishing one. So that one is about the criminal police, you know, working together, the Danish and the Swedish one, and it's actually because, you know, this link is connected. Denmark was and Netherlands was, it's a monarchy, and we have a king, and the king is Carl Gustav XVI, and his wife is Sylvia, and they have 3 children. And originally, when the first child was born, she is Victoria. She was just 40 years old this year. If you look to the right hand side, that's the area where the heart of the city is located. The building on the right with the tower, that's the train station. That's the one which is connected by the train to Copenhagen, and also by train to Göteborg or Stockholm as well. So when Princess Victoria was born in 1977, then she was born as the crown princess. But then in 1979, her brother was born, and Carl Philip, and then he became the crown prince. And then in the 1980s, the Swedish people, they were telling that how is that we are working on equality between men and women, and after it, when a boy is born in the family, then it kicks out the crown princess from the position to be the crown, because the family is from a French origin. So several years in France it will be for sure, and then it's still not. And then after it, in 2010, he realized that he tried everything. He sent Victoria around the world, but still it's Daniel is the number one. So he had to give up, and then he realized that, well, if he wants to have a grandchild and the inheritance in the royal family, then he has to say yes. So 2010, on the 19th of June, they got married in Stockholm. It was with horse and carriage, white horse and carriage, and boats between rivers. The rivers were still frozen, But then after it, in the spring, when the logs, the river started flooding, then the logs could be taken down with the help of the river down to the valleys and down to the estuary or to the sawmills. So usually in this part of the year, in winter, it was quite cold, and then they were living in these little huts up in the mountains, and then they only had their horses there to help them to take down the logs. So very often